So, good evening, everyone. We are from Team Harlem. So, my name is Sandra. We have Jeff, Ben, and Soyang. Okay, so to start, let's do the agenda. We're going to talk about the problem statement, value proposition, business model canvas, PESO analysis, stakeholder persona profiles, product journey map, until the product roadmap. Okay, to start, our project looks at how AI can elevate the quality and the speed of early M&A insights. Today, decision makers want it fast and data-driven intelligence, and agentic AI gives us a chance to rethink how early due diligence can be done, from manual effort to smarter automated analysis. So our goal is to explore how this new capability can reshape the way teams begin the diligence process. So yeah, not yet. So that brings us to the core problem we set out to solve. This early stage of M&A process is slow, manual, repetitive, and sometimes also inconsistent. Analysts must dig through tons of public data to spot the obvious risks. So we ask, how can we make this first step sharper and more efficient? So our goal is to use agentic AI to automatically spot the red flags very early on, giving teams a quicker and more reliable foundation for deeper diligence.
Moving on to the value proposition canvas and our business model canvas. And like my colleague mentioned, M&A teams are under pressure to deliver better results on tighter schedules with inflation and risk alleviating throughout the market. What we are consistently hearing is that early stage research and the research with fragmented data sources and repetitive tasks is something that is a pain point for analysts and for the M&A team. So to solve this, we have a tool that centralizes public signals, surfaces red flags, and provides benchmarks for the team, alleviating analyst teams, removing repetitive tasks, and lets them focus on their real job, which is analysis and synthesis, making deal timelines and accuracy better and providing a defensible output. Next one. We focus on the customer segment at first within Deloitte. So Deloitte consultants are the primary users of our solution, with their value extending into private equity stakeholders, venture capitalists, and investment banks, as well as corporate development leaders who are all relying on fast, accurate, and defensible research. Our analyzer synthesis or strengthens their confidence and productivity, making red flags more transparent, comparable, and evidence-based. So why this and why now? AI is transforming due diligence at a critical moment. We have the market timing, which couldn't be better because, like I mentioned, deal cycles are accelerating. We have faced high valuations, and clients focus more on ESG and on regulatory analysis. On the other side, we have the technology that is developing, and Gen AI is ready by now, together with REC, to have matured into a situation where we can synthesize multiple or thousands of data sources and documents at one time within minutes, accelerating research and having traceable outputs that is reshaping how M&A is done. And this is a time for Deloitte to lead in this field and not follow. If we look at the business model canvas, we have touched on the value proposition, the customer segments, the key activities. What is left is the key partners, which are within Deloitte, like the IT team, and key resources like Google Gemini, which we heavily rely on. Finally, we have the channels within Deloitte where we want to publish this through workshops in AI, as well as with executive briefings. Finally, we have the cost structure where we would build this tool internally, strengthening our capabilities within Deloitte. And finally, we have 3 revenue streams for this solution. The first one being higher efficiency internally. Secondly, we have a higher chance and higher competitiveness of our proposals. And finally, we could have this as a white label for software as a service. Finally, the pastel analysis, we can see that there are political and economical risks. Politically, we have faced tariffs. Economically, we have rising concerns about AI carbon footprints, and to minimize these, we would face on the computing efficiency. But we think together with our stakeholders, we can navigate this environment and accelerate. So looking at the stakeholders next.
So we try to highlight the three core Deloitte M&A roles we designed for. So associate consultants do most of the research and drafting, but often work under tight timelines with scattered data. So the analyzer centralizes information and provides quick, reliable citations, helping them work faster and more accurate. Engagement managers oversee the workflow and craft the storyline. The tool supports them with prioritize risk queues, benchmarks, and auto-generate draft sessions that streamline narrative building. Principals need high-level, defensible insights quickly. So the analyzer gives them clear dashboards, trustworthy findings, and audit trails they can confidently bring into client and IC discussions. Overall, the tool boosts speed, clarity, and defensibility across all three roles. And we also covers two additional stakeholders essential for deploying the analyzer responsibly. IT and cybersecurity ensure the tool runs securely and stays compliant. They often balance for fast delivery requests with strict security and integration demands. The analyzer helps by providing clear governance, automated compliance reporting, and predictable infrastructure needs. Quality and risk reviewers validate accuracy and compliance before anything goes to clients. Their biggest challenge is limited traceability in AI-generated content. The analyzer solves this with strong citation standards, built-in audit logs, and a clear process for reviewing high-risk items. So together, they ensure the analyzer is secure, compliant, and reliable. And we highlight the two key client-side users in diligence. Private equity vice president drive the deal thesis and timeline. They need fast, credible red flag insights that show valuation impact. The analyzer delivers clear messages, benchmarks, and downside scenarios to help them make confident decisions under pressure. Operating partners focus on operational feasibility and value creation. They often struggle with theoretical insights or limited customer data. So the analyzer supports them with actionable red flags, mitigation paths, and KPI baselines for post-close planning. Together, this personnel shows how the tool strengthens both strategic decision-making and operational execution for PE clients. So we're moving to product journey map. So this slide shows the full journey of how Deloitte practitioners use the red flag analyzer across 7 stages. We begin with awareness and onboarding, where users learn what the tool can do. Many are unsure how it fits into their workflow. So tutorials and the onboarding chatbot will help build early confidence. In data ingestion, consultants upload large and inconsistent documents. Features like OCR, smart categorizations, and entity extraction reduce the manual cleanup that usually takes a lot of time. Next is automated red flag screening, where the tool identifies anomalies and prioritizes key risks. Citation drill downs and feedback loops help validate accuracy and refine the outputs. So insights and market view provides benchmarks, trend analysis, and emerging risks. This supports by predictive analytics and narrative generations. So during collaborations and review, the tool enables real-time co-editing, comment tracking, and version control, which helps teams stay aligned and avoid inconsistencies. Final report creation is streamlined with automated summaries, Deloitte formatted templates, and export options that simplify the creation of client-ready. And finally, the post-engagement knowledge capture stores and tags insights so they can be reused in future deals, strengthening Deloitte's overall institutional knowledge. Overall, this journey shows how the analyzer reduces friction, improves accuracy, and supports practitioners from onboarding through final delivery. Next.
So when it comes to actually designing the product, we adhere to these main themes that we got from different user research and user interview. So efficiency and transparency and traceability, those goes without saying, those are non-negotiables. But when it comes to flexibility and standardization, it means that our tool will allow analysts to maintain their own personal style, their workflow, while working within a framework. And for education and empowerment and human and control, means we want the analysts to be making the final judgment calls. We are only helping them to gather the information, so they will not lose their critical thinking skills, and they become better analysts in general after using our tool. So this is our product demo.
This is our CDD Analyzer, a commercial due diligence tool designed to serve as the launchpad for your risk assessment workflow. You begin here by identifying your target, simply searching by company name or industry to locate the entity you want to investigate. Alternatively, if you already possess external data, you can instantly pre-populate your analysis using the data import tools below, which support document uploads, manual forms, and API integrations. This is the deal setup view of the M&A Red Flags Analyzer, where we have successfully initialized the Starbucks Corporation project. You can see the system has automatically populated critical deal markers, including a $95 to $105 billion enterprise valuation range and a targeted second quarter 2025 close. Crucially, every data point on this page is fully traceable. The valuation metrics are explicitly linked to auditable sources like Crunchbase or any other database Deloitte has access to, ensuring your due diligence foundation is verifiable and transparent from day one. This is the core deal attractiveness dashboard for, in this case, Starbucks Corporation, summarizing our commercial due diligence with a comprehensive score of 75 out of 100, which is clearly recommended. This score is derived from key submetrics like market attractiveness and risk level, and you can access the scoring methodology, which is transparent and amendable to fit your criteria. Below, the critical red flags table pulls high priority risks directly from the other deep dive sections of the tool that we will review next. Most importantly, all of these scores and data points are fully traceable and backed by transparent source documentation. Then it goes to our foundational market sizing analysis, detailing the total, serviceable, and obtainable market. We understand companies have international operations, so we make sure the tool will have the capability to include a comprehensive regional market selection across all key geographies, from North America to Asia Pacific. All data, graphs, and market summaries are extracted directly from credible industry reports and filings, ensuring high confidence. This foundation allows us to plot strategic insights like the market positioning map, and critically, everything comes with a clear data source and methodology you can audit. This is the industry news and market intelligence section, giving you a real-time read on the operating environment for Starbucks. The dashboard quickly highlights the positive signals against risk signals, impacting the competitive and regulatory landscape. We track recent news articles and, for each one, provide a quick summary of the deal implications and a color-coded impact, like negative or positive, for immediate understanding. All of these critical insights are drawn from credible, linked sources such as Restaurant Dive and the Specialty Coffee Association, ensuring every data point you rely on is fully traceable and backed by the source report. This is the M&A Valuation Benchmarks dashboard. We can analyze recent deals to establish an average revenue multiple of 3.0x and an implied valuation range. The comparable M&A transactions table details each deal, such as the Starbucks China operations divestiture, providing its rationale, valuation insights, and a direct source link. This is to give a brief idea on the market temperature. This is the legal and policy page, assessing the target's compliance status, which in this case is currently good, but highlights 2 high-risk items requiring immediate action. The compliance matrix details the risk and financial impact for all regulations, with a total implementation cost of $4.9 million. Critically, we have a clear disclaimer that this is an informational analysis and not legal advice. This page is providing a structured assessment of market positioning and dynamics. You can immediately see the market share distribution and key dynamics, like the top 3 players. The competitive benchmarking matrix provides a traceable, side-by-side comparison of competitors across key financials. We also highlight the multidimensional competitive analysis to plot performance across factors like brand strength and digital experience. The assessment methodology guarantees all competitive ratings are derived from documented sources, ensuring full transparency and that the entire matrix is traceable to its origins. We included this function to provide a more holistic view of the company. We assess the entire executive team and organizational structure, immediately flagging high-risk issues like the critical leadership gap and its specific impacts, alongside actionable mitigation options. The tables detail individual retention risks and department turnover, culminating in a clear summary of strengths and gaps, ensuring the deal team has a complete understanding of people risk for the M&A transition. This is the report generator screen, designed to put the analyst in control of the final deliverable.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll go map.
All right, let's just open up for Q&A. So I'll open up to the Deloitte team. Want to ask any questions?
I'll ask one. Thanks for this. And on the journey roadmap, you had 7 areas, I believe. What did you find to be the most difficult to solve for, and how did you ultimately solve for those issues associated with one of those?
The hardest for us at first was the traceability. So the market view and the automated red flag screening was the hardest to get it right, or and explaining what is happening, because we showed our tool to the Deloitte team, and what immediately the feedback we immediately got was, this is all nice, but I can't use this market opportunity number without knowing exactly which steps went into this. So then having a system where each number that goes into the equation, it has its own source, was probably one of the hardest things to make it that traceable also in the in the second layer.
Were you able to achieve that traceability?
In principle, yes, but to have it across multiple different industries where different formulas are used is still something that we will need to use in the second step. Want to add?
Yeah, it's because one issue that we had before was the data, where the data came from, but it turns out Deloitte subscribes to a lot of databases, and you guys have a lot of internal data. So that one that one you guys solved for us basically. And then when it comes to the traceability, if we can use a rag to basically trace every data input from those databases, it should be fine. And we will pre-train the model not to generate anything below a 90% confidence score. So to eliminate hallucination, basically.
I have a question regarding the production solution. How much of what we saw is ready to go, is built, versus some of the stuff is still in Figma and is in the process of being built?
Oh, it's because we rely a lot. So our product will rely a lot on connecting to Deloitte's internal databases. So our backend isn't ready. So right now it's still just a nice Figma page. But once we link the Gemini in it and then connect to different APIs using, it should be good to go. Hopefully, yeah.
So if you were to take this entire journey map and then think about like one KPI that would measure success, like, for the end-to-end journey of this, what would be that KPI?
Oh, yes. So we actually have 2 categories. So one on the personal level. So it's the increased efficiency that is shown by billable hours, less time being spent to draft those reports. So less time, but more reports being generated. And then the other end is on the business impact end. So we know it's not necessarily a causation relationship about like using this tool and we get more engagement letters, but we will still track that, and hopefully we will see a positive correlation between the 2.
Talk a little bit about like where you would take the students based on. You want to talk about it?
I think one of the most important things is the human interaction part. So right now we have the great report that can be adjusted, but then moving this onto a platform where the engagement manager and the analyst and the partner can collaborate on together and make their human inputs, and basically have this as a platform where they work together, put their own research, their own data into it, is the next step, so that we have an end-to-end platform where everyone is working together and can collaborate with traceability, who put in what, but also then being able to check mark as a principle For example, being able to check mark everything that you already agree with, that is good to go into the final report, and everything else that still needs to be checked.
So 6 months for a prototype and then 15 months for it to be perfect to go. So after prototype is out, iterate for around like a year or so.